Yeah, it sounds good. All right, looks like we're going to be getting into our first match here. We're going to be seeing winners finals here between BB and Poochy.
All right, right off the bat, we see a all clear start. So both players are going to get this all clear bonus.
Do you want to explain how the all clear bonus can help you with your chain?
Yeah, so the all clear bonus when you get that all clear bonus, the very next clear that you make is going to send a total of 5 lines of garbage to your opponent automatically.
So yeah, even though that little 4-chain there, massive Poyos on BB's side.
Yeah, you saw a very good build there on Poochy's side.
Yeah, and already we see that first switch to Tetris. The timer runs on about, was it 20 seconds, I think, on each side for you to build and then swap to the other side, which is a different game. And now you can see both players already starting to build up their Tetris stacks. And some of that garbage from the other side actually carrying over. And that's part of the swap mechanic. And again, already switching back to Poyo, where BB has to deal with the previous problem that got caused from the all-clear combo. And with that, he's going to try to stall there.
Yeah, one of the mechanics of swap mode is stalling. So you can actually not die in swap mode if you either make a clear or don't land any pieces, and the garbage won't land. But eventually, you're going to have to take damage, so you want to do that on the board. That's a little cleaner.
It's also important to note that stalling can cause serious problems on your other board because you're also giving free time there, like you saw with BB and Poochy, for the other person to create more of a problem on their side for you to deal with. You got to be able to handle that stall on the other board because realistically they're going to have more time to build up a chain and more garbage for you to handle on the other side. And already we're seeing BB starting to build up that sandwich on his Poyo over there.
Yeah, we see Poochy start to build up that GTR on the other side.
Oh yeah, the GTR, so he can decide where he wants to break his chain from, correct?
Yep, and so you see there, he gave himself that option to break it right there. He was reading his opponent very well to see if he could end up doing a little bit more damage to him, and he ended up making a little bit of a mistake there as Bbforky countered him pretty well.
Ooh, you see this interesting setup here. Trying to set up what looks to be like a 4-wide, but covering up that entire wall of garbage on there. Alright, he's got a small setup though.
Yeah, Bbforky with the T-spin. Looks like what Poochy's going to do here is go for a swap combo. That's where you let a clear on the other side after it's been swapped clear, and then you can do some more damage on the other side for some bonus damage.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't quite catch what exactly happened, if you take a look when the swap happens in the center screen, you can still see the pieces moving on their previous screen. So next time you see the Poyos or Tetris swap, take a look at the center screen and you'll be able to see if they set up something like that.
And Poochy going 2-up on Bbforky here. He's playing very well. He's reading his opponent very well, which is a very important skill you need to do in Puyo Puyo.
I think one thing that we're seeing from Poochy that he's doing very well is that he's pressing BB at the right time, and it's causing what we like to call harassment between the two sides of the board. So BB spends a lot more time building than Poochy does in a lot of these situations. So if you can see that your opponent is trying to set something up, sometimes you can break your chain earlier than you might have originally, and you can make it harder for them to connect pieces on the other side.
And this is going to be an interesting swap because neither player actually set off their initial Puyo chains. So we're going to see those getting set off as soon as the swap happens. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see some either major damage happening on one side, or we're going to see pretty good counters.
And now Poochy set up with the 4-wide over here, able to maintain it for a couple. And for those of you that don't know as much about Tetris, that 4-wide is set up to where theoretically, if you start it correctly at the bottom, you can keep chaining and clearing a line after line after line, and that builds up a large Tetris chain, and you're able to carry that over into the Poyos and then break that off and then make a very large combo together. It's very powerful in this format.
Unfortunately, Poochy there, he had like, I think a 7-chain, but he ended up cutting it at the last minute there, so significantly less damage there. The players seem to even each other out.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize BB also using a 4-wide on his side. Doing very well, too. You see the 10 combo coming from BB. 12 now, 13, 14.
This looks dangerous.
Very well. This looks like curtains, yeah. BB able to push through that, and that right there, the power of that 4-wide on the Tetris, being able to chain and consistently put that pressure on your opponent. Very, very good in swap mode.
So Forky there able to not get swept with that very, very good win there.
Yeah, managed to clutch one out there. It looked like BB might go 0-3 for the first set here.
Yeah, that's something we don't want to see in these tournaments.
Yeah, it's always a good boost for morale, even if you think that you might drop the set. If you can even just clutch one win out, typically gives you a bit of like a confidence boost, you know.
And there you see Poochy, an interesting misdrop there. What Poochy did on his Tetris side right before the swap was he made it so that he didn't accidentally misplace a piece so that he could keep his combo going as soon as he comes back. Because in swap mode, you actually don't lose your combo when you swap over.
All right, and he's electing to actually start that combo and then take the damage on the Tetris side here. Oh, but he starts his combo with the 4-wide. Oh, but then
the misdrop.
Painful misdrop, meaning to drop that to the right in order to continue his chain, but cutting it off early when he clipped the lip on the left side, and that's going to cost him the match. Even one piece like that, when you go for these large setups and you know that that combo is sitting on it, you had all that garbage that got triggered early, and he just couldn't handle it, you know.
And a very, very good punish from Forky there. Forky recognizing that Poochy was in trouble there, and
immediate harassment,
capitalized on it.
Mm-hmm. If you see your opponent get up in that situation, you may be building something, but realistically, your best bet at that point is to just press and press. So cut whatever you have at that point and just try to send as much garbage as you can, as quickly as you can.
And Forky with a very good harassment there on the Puyo side. He triggered his chain really early, and Poochy was not ready for it.
Mm-hmm. That's it, you know, and that's part of this mode. You know, sometimes you really actually kind of have to pay attention to what your opponent's doing. Nice T-spin coming out from Poochy, though. Trying to make up some ground on the Tetris, but BB just holding his own in this situation. Alright, so not unmanageable. Let's see how Poochy reacts on the Puyo side. BB with a much clearer board, more room to work with.
Yeah, we see Poochy here with a slight disadvantage, but Forky with not a lot on the board, he doesn't have much to work with, so... Oh, and a very good way to bring it back here. Keep the pressure on him.
Excellent berry there for BB. Gonna pop that quick 2 though. Gonna cancel out some of that end garbage there. Let's see if he can bring it back on the Tetris side. Poochy looking to just clear down to get to this garbage, doing an excellent job. Able to push that stack down. Down stacking being a very important thing to have a skill in Tetris in this case. Being able to uncover, because you can see in each row of the garbage for the Tetris side that your opponent can send you, they always leave one gap so you can clear the line quickly. Now, sometimes when people say something like down stacking, what they're referring to is your ability to uncover the spots where those holes are and able to get rid of your garbage.
Oh, Poochy looking like he's in trouble here.
Gonna try to stall.
Oh, and he's able to
get getting the clear on the X. What's he get? Oh, wow, the survivability there. He's got to stall, though. Okay, he's going to take all this damage.
He's
actually not that bad.
A small little chain there.
Yeah. Able to kind of almost even it out with BB here. This is going to be a pretty good swap combo. Uh-oh, BB actually kind of in a weird spot on Tetris side now.
Yeah, that O piece was not friendly to him at all. He tried to, clean himself out with that T-spin, but it wasn't enough.
BB, who almost brought this back now, kind of looking at the disadvantage state, I think.
And Poochy here with a very good 4-chain coming.
Ooh, BB doesn't have a full answer, I don't think.
Oh, he does.
Just barely canceled it out, yeah. Oh, BB's got to not get buried here. Okay, he's gonna hold it though because he knows he has the advantage there. I think BB
he's actually gonna let that. He's gonna let that blow up while he swapped over on Tetris side.
Okay, BB stalling a little bit. Ooh, in a very rough position. That's gonna be it. So close. Way to clutch it out though. Poochy almost getting reverse swept there.
All right, well that's 1 in this best 2 of 3 here.
We're going to start Puyo again. Okay, BB immediately sandwiching Puyo's in between there.
And not a bad form that Bbforky's doing here. He's setting himself up for an easy clear here. his blues might be a bit of a vulnerable spot, but he's actually making it a little easier to access with those purples. So we'll see what he does here, if he's going to choose to trigger it. And he does. He chooses to trigger it at the swap.
So does Poochy, though, with... Ooh, could have been a power 4. Alexa go for the 5, though. BB got a clear well in his garbage. Very nice well. Easy Tetris. Sometimes the garbage is friendly to you. You see that in a lot of these categories of puzzle games, too. You saw that a lot earlier in Dr. Mario, where sometimes the garbage can be your worst enemy, or sometimes it can even help you out in some situations.
The Tetris RNG is certainly a force to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm. I find garbage in Poyos to be much more threatening, depending on if you're able to downstack or not in Tetris. I find that you can put too much of your investment into one chain and one trigger for your chain, and if that gets covered or buried, it can become really, really hard to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. And when you take damage in Puyo, your chain is kind of disrupted.
Mm-hmm.
But in Tetris, it doesn't really disrupt it; just kind of pushes it up. So you're not your combo, your setups aren't really threatened by damage, unless it's too much damage, of course.
He actually brought up something interesting about the way you receive damage and the difference between the two, and how in Puyo, when you receive damage, it actually interrupts you, right? Whereas in Tetris, as you're receiving that damage from the person, you're still actively playing. Which I think can be a major factor, you know. You can choose when you want to stop the person playing Puyo in a way, if you really want to play that way.
And Poochy with a slight blunder there. Poochy was going to interrupt his chain in the middle for a quick harass, but unfortunately Forky had a much bigger harass, and he took a lot of damage on his Puyo side because of it.
Yeah, and still have some exposure there on the left side for his Puyo board, so we'll see if he can maybe dig into there. But yeah, filling up that entire center piece with just tons of garbage. So both Poochy going for the 4 wide and Tetris, and BB going for more of a standard build. He's going to get a 2 clear here for the swap. Let's see if he tries to do anything with it. Looks like Poochy also going for a small swap combo here, trying to dig his way in. BB triggering that chain on the side here with the Poyos. Quick 3.
Oh, and Poochy with the dig chain there.
Yes. See, that's another thing that's interesting. You want to explain how you can use the garbage for the Poyos to create a chain even?
Yeah, so with the garbage Puyos are kind of neutral. As long as a Puyo that's touching them blows up, they will blow up as well. So you're actually able to use them as kind of a separator to get a bit more length out of your chain. And what he was able to do there was use those garbage Puyos and kind of dig down in order to get that chain, his trigger on that GTR setup to actually work.
Mm-hmm. And we see there again, look, immediately, another immediate all clear for the second set.
Mm-hmm.
Poochy going up 2 wins before to BB0. Kind of deja vu right now.
Ooh. Oh, and a very nice berry there.
See, BB, again, BB's a very cerebral player. You'll see him, he'll absolutely wait until you think that you're ready to get something done, and then he'll do stuff like that. Because he will watch your board as much as he watches his own.
You'll notice that more experienced players. Oh, and a perfect clear from Forky there.
Get the all clear and the perfect clear. It's like almost he has to be 2 games down to want to play. So he's gonna smack that Tetris in a little early. Not gonna get a swap combo out of it, but that's it. Oh, dies with the all clear. That's gotta sting a little bit for Poochy. So starting Tetris this time. So BB immediately gonna start building up in the corner, looking like, is he gonna go? Yeah, just gonna go for. Is he gonna go for the 4 wide? Yeah, he's gonna do it.
Yeah, that's the 4 wide.
Starting with a L piece, or an S piece rather, at the bottom there.
All right. Looks like Poochy is much faster at setting up this 4 wide, so it looks like he's gonna have a much bigger combo to work with here.
Mm-hmm. BB, I believe, used a standard build for the most part, and I know that he got tired of getting overwhelmed on the Tetris side, so he was starting to learn how to do 4 wide, but I think he's still getting used to some of the build mechanics. As you can see, it looked like Poochy much more comfortable with building the 3 stacks on each side. BB gonna pop that combo before switching over.
It's a 4, but actually Poochy's chain cut there, so fortunately for Poochy, he has that 4 wide set up, so he never actually took damage.
BB looking to just clear now and down stack, knowing that the garbage is coming. Trying to cancel out these combos. Think he's gonna... Is he gonna stall?
Yeah, he's definitely stalling out. So like we said before, you don't take damage if you clear something after a piece falls. So since he had a clear that was easily set up, and this actually might be too much damage
Yeah.
for
Ooh, just unfortunate garbage RNG there. You know, he had that stack up much higher in the center than the other side. So that we're going to be seeing Poochy advance on to Grands from winner's side. BB trying valiantly, taking it 3 games total across the 2 sets, but not anything to match the 6 on the other side.